Record to computer. Okay, awesome. So today's title for day 4 is Relating Art to Life for Connection, right? And I want to just add a little bit more to that title is like relating art to life, but also being able to take that aligned action. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today is being able to show up and taking the next best step that actually match your vision. So I had that little visual yesterday. It was like the vision is at the end and it's those little baby steps taking us there, right? If you guys remember that. Ah, um, today I'm also going to be giving away a prize. I like giving away prizes because I think it's fun. Um, and it's going to be my book. So some of you might already have it. That's cool. But I'm going to be giving you a book for those who participate. That means that you show up and you post in the Facebook group today. We are going to be doing some art and we're going to do some brainstorming. And you're going to be posting that into the Facebook group and I'll show you the little picture. And then also we'll be sharing our Instagram handles or Facebook pages or whatever, if it's your website, whatever that you want to put, because this is community and we grow through community, and I want each of us to be able to follow each other and see that growth, right? Because if you stayed to day 4, that's amazing. So this is like you're staying all the way to the end of your vision. That's what we want to see for you, right? And celebrate each other as we step into these visions, right? And seeing it happen. Karen says, I have your book and it's awesome. I love you and thank you for writing it. Ah, she loves it. That's amazing. I'm so happy it's useful. Lisa says, me too. Good. I'm so happy that you have it. And, if you happen to be a winner, you can always give it away to someone else, right? This is all about sharing the love, passing it forward, right? Yeah, so I wanted to kind of start off and I saw that there was like some ahas yesterday in the group. If anybody wants to share like a celebration or aha that they haven't shared yet in the group, you're welcome to do that. You can put it in the chat. That would be cool. I love to see if anybody has anything cool that's come up so far. I saw a lot of comments in there, which was really, really nice. I do try to make it to all the comments. Sometimes I miss them, especially in this chat here. Sometimes it scrolls when people comment and I miss them. So I am human. And I just want to let you know that sometimes I miss stuff. So don't take it personal. All right. Okay. We do have some people in the Facebook Live too that are commenting, that are saying hello. Okay, perfect. I'll try to keep on top of that. So what happened, we are going to be taking aligned action. So we're going to be brainstorming about that. But I wanted to tell you a little story before we get into that, because something came up yesterday, especially when I was talking about the chat and I missed a comment, is that I triggered somebody. So it was like a trigger alert. And I want to share this story just because you might relate, because we've all had past traumas, we've all had things that have happened to us before, right? And so I didn't see someone's comment on the thread and I didn't respond directly to the person, but I did answer their question as a whole in the group, right? And so they had written me saying that they were really offended that I didn't respond to them directly. And I felt like, I send them so many blessings. I didn't feel like they were a part of the community and they didn't want to be a part of it. And it was interesting to me because yesterday we were talking about, what was the difference between like doing art, and how that can be beneficial with 45 minutes of art making. Yeah, your cortisol levels will drop. And then the art therapy was being able to help someone understand if there's been trauma and process those emotions, right? So like that's what a therapist does, is being able to process emotions. So when I say it was a trigger alert, is that this person was triggered by not getting attention, by not being seen, not feeling validated, right? And they felt like they needed to let me know that how offended they were, right? And that I was doing something wrong. And so the only reason I'm sharing the story is because it happens. You never know what could trigger people. And as you rise up, as you rise into your vision and showing up, You will possibly trigger people because you know what? People have seen you in one way for a very long time, right? And what happens is I'll go back to that first story where I was when I was that people pleaser and I wasn't listening to my soul and I was saying yes to everybody, right? Doing everything that I could do. When I started realizing that I needed to start saying yes to the things that light me up and saying yes to my big dream, I started saying no to a lot of people and a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that people thought were on their agenda. And they kind of pissed people off. They pissed people off that I was saying no to them. And they didn't like that. Right. And so as you rise up, I just want to give you just a warning that that could happen and that's okay. Okay. Because you'll realize who your allies are. Your allies are those people that are going to be asking you, hey, how's that art going? Or how's that book project? Or how's this? They really want to know and support you in it. Those are your allies. And that's why we create this community, because we're creating allies to ask those things that are lighting up our soul, right? Um, Lisa says, you're saying yes to you first. Yes, saying yes to myself. So it's about creating boundaries. So that's that solar plexus chakra, right? Of being able to stand in our power, but being able to say no to things if it's not in alignment, right? So, the person that mentioned this, that was triggered by not getting that attention or validation that she needed, I give her blessings because there is healing that she would need to do, right? Like send her blessings that, because it doesn't just show up in one area. It will, if you're triggered by something, it's going to show up in different areas of your life, right? And this is probably something that has happened through their childhood and traumas and like possibly with their parents. And so hopefully there's an awakening there that there's like, well, you know what? I need to get help because art making is beautiful and it'll help relieve and anxiety in that moment. But sometimes when you're stuck in those patterns of behavior, that's when you need to seek more support. Okay. So I'm hoping that I'm getting clear about like the process here. And it can happen for us too, that we can be triggered. Okay. As we show up with our gifts and show up with our vision. So I just want you to be, and I see some yes, some people saying yes that, where we have experiences. And that's where, when we're triggered, that's where we need to question ourselves. Like, where do I need healing? Why am I feeling so uncomfortable in this? Right. And so you can learn through these lessons, right? On this journey, there's gems there. So usually that's when people quit and they'll say, you know what, well, maybe this isn't the right way. This is where you have to recommit and say, okay, I need to problem solve and figure I need to get support. I need to get some mentorship. I need to get, and then I lead as an example because I've gotten lots of support from many different mentors. And so I just want to let you know that that's part of this process of showing up and how beautiful this journey is. And I see it as, I'm going to come to your comments in just a minute, but I just want to kind of finish my thought about this Shiro's hero's journey. I watched Elizabeth Gilbert live in person. She was presenting and she talked about, that this journey that we go on. And I see it as like this labyrinth, it's like when you say yes to your soul, saying yes to this vision, you're going to be going on this like winding path of your authentic self, of being able to show up in your authentic self. And you might get lost and you might need directions and you'll find yourself again, right? So it's not like an always a clear path. And there's going to be people that come into your life that are going to be your allies. And there's going to be some people that are just going to fade away, and just celebrate that. Okay. So I just want to put that out there because I feel like it really does step into what our aligned action is. And we're going to step into that today. So I'm going to look at the comments. So Stephanie says, I'm going through this right now. I'm starting to really love myself and say yes to myself. And some people have not reacted well to my no. Yes. And that's okay. Yes. Be okay with that. It's learning how to be uncomfortable with the fear, being uncomfortable with not being a people pleaser too, right? And you get more comfortable with it. Like I was saying, like when the person wrote me of how upset they were, I wasn't triggered by that. And I was like, you know what? I know that they need to go through this for their own journey, right? And believe me, I'm totally human. I've been triggered before too by certain things, and I've had to do my own my own healing. It goes for everybody, not just saying for that person, for everybody. Um, I'm going through this right now. This is from Linda. I'm just putting this because they wrote the chat to everyone. I'm going through this right now. People in my life are triggered by what I'm trying to do with my art business ascension journey. Yes, yes. I'm so glad that you are understanding the story of the kind of what's happening. You're scared and do it anyway. Yes. And Francis, I've done a lot of shadow work around visibility. Yes, because it's scary being visible, right? We're afraid we're going to mess up and or not be clear with our message, that type of thing. But you only do it through action, right? You can't just like sit back and wait for it to happen. You do it by showing up and even messing up, and it's okay. I'm totally human. I mess up all the time. And I have compassion with myself, and I'm like, it's okay, I've messed up. I remember I was talking to one of the members in the Creative Soul Society, and she was like, you know what, I was really upset that you didn't send me a welcome email. And I was like, I didn't. I must have forgot, because I like to do like a little personal message. And she's like, but you know what, I was thinking you must be so busy, and it must have been just a mistake. And I was like, it was, because I totally meant to send you one. I'm so sorry. And she was like so compassionate with me, and I'm just like, thank you for like letting me be human, just let me mess up, and being okay with it, instead of like going to like an extreme. So I was really happy that she even said that, right? So we're human, and we are going to mess up, and it's okay. Maggie says we can boost each other up and let go of the people who want to drag us down. Yes, most definitely. And Ame says the issue with people who get triggered is that they don't recognize the root of the trigger, because it's within themselves. And it's hard to take out the mirror and say why is it happening within me? So that's why, as healers and therapists, we have to accept that we are all human. Most definitely. And it's interesting. And as you rise up, that's what I'm saying, like you'll really see who your allies are. Even people that I've known for a long time who I thought were allies, showed me that, they weren't. They didn't really see, they don't see the vision the way that I do. And I had to be okay with that too. And I was like, you know what? We're all on our own path. And my direction is I want to stay true to myself. I don't want to play small anymore. I feel like I have something bigger to offer the world. So stay true to that. Stay true to your voice. Okay, beautiful. I'm so happy that we went over that, because it's important work that we're doing. Okay. So what we're going to be doing today is actually, I want to be able to do some art. Okay. And the art is going to be about your next best step, your aligned action. But before we get to that, so like, what is that next best step, right? Is kind of brainstorming. Let's go through, because we're all at different places, right, in our development, whether you are wanting to come out with your creative service, or you're creating your art series, or maybe you're just doing art for healing. All of it is important, right? Wherever you're at. So wherever you're at, I'm asking you to just brainstorm some ideas. So if you were to make art for money, that's what your intention is, right? And you want to sell your series. Maybe you want to brainstorm some ideas of, where would you want to exhibit, and how are you going to market yourself? Those might be huge things, but just jotting down some ideas for yourself, right? Like, what are the next best step in that direction? Or maybe it's that you're doing art for healing. You could say, well, maybe I want to just create 3 paintings using these certain materials, right? So it's kind of creating like a priority list of what's important for you. And I don't want you to get overwhelmed with it, but I want you to just have some direction, and then listening to your intuition for your direction. So if anybody would like to, we could talk on here, and see who would like to brainstorm together. You could do that. Anybody? Oh, Zella. Hi, Zella. Let me spotlight you. Spotlight.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much, Leah. This has been just profound. Thank you.
Oh,
First,
kisses and hugs. Yay.
so I've been working this book idea, and it's something that's been growing slowly because it seems so big. So one of the things I wanted to say was it was wonderful a couple days ago looking for the meanings in things, because my book is about the fairies I've already created. And I created them really intuitively. I wasn't premeditated. So then writing about them was like rediscovering them.
Beautiful.
So now steps forward, it just feels huge, actually. It feels really big. Like it's hard to figure out how to order them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what's the big vision? Is it that like, where do you want to see this book, or where, like, what's that big thing?
Well, yeah, I want to see it on people's coffee tables. I'm not. Yeah, I think over the years that I've been doing this art, I've had a lot of people say to me, "Oh, we wish there was a book. We wish." It's like it feels like this culmination of, a lot of years of working on this idea, and then bringing it to a more and
solid state. It's
a
like
clearer vision, together and clear, and with some of the ideas that live behind the work, and I use only botanicals mostly in my work, and I'm very connected to nature that way, and I want that to come through the book. I want feelings of, magic and connectedness, and yeah.
So you're in the process of actually just making the book. You already have the paintings.
Yes, and I'm working with another person who is we are so, it's like our ideas come together and they get married. It's amazing. And she's going to do a lot of the writing, because I feel very nervous about the writing. And for me, it's a lot about deciding now the format and how I'm going to how I'm going to format it and present it.
Okay. Present it to who? To your audience that's going to buy the book to put it on their coffee?
My demographic is really largely sort of women 20 to 50. And I know that from having sold the fairies already. I mean, it reaches out, but that's the main demographic.
Okay, beautiful. So right now you're it's a good idea to start your marketing phase of thinking about, like, how are you going to, like, giving yourself a timeline of, like, when have that. You have a date of when you'd like to have the written text?
No. No, I don't. No, that's really challenging. There's a lot of things on the board, so I wish it could be my only focus, but it's not. So no, timeline that's a challenging one. I have to really process that. So marketing and timeline, you think, is the next thing to look at?
Well, there's different. Okay, let me just. I don't have my little notebook, do I? No, I don't have it here. Like, what's in here? I have all these books, but not the one that I want. Oh, this will work. I have lots of journals over here. Okay, so just so we can be a little concise, because these are like big. A book is huge. I mean, books take like years to make, right? So I said marketing and I said timeline, but we're thinking today. We're brainstorming, right? So we're thinking, what are the steps that need to be together, and so you you want to have an editor, you're being able to put it together. And there's a lot of big steps here. What you
Yeah.
do is write down the steps so that you can organize it, so that you can create the timeline. I always work backwards. For example,
Right.
I'm going to release a book, which I'm going to, like in September, October. I work backwards. So then I can see the baby steps of,
Oh,
of
that's so clever. Yeah.
yeah, so that I know that I just sent my book to the editor this weekend, and then I know that I need to work on the art for the book, right? So
Mm.
that would be like my next step is art. But for you, you could say, okay, if you could list all your steps, and then you can say, what's the next best step that's it makes sense right now?
Okay.
And then you break it down to
Okay.
baby steps, and so that it eventually gets you to that end result.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm working on that today. Thanks. Lovely to see everybody here. Appreciate it.
So Zella as well, just before we end, I just want to let you know. So today we're going to make art, and so you can make kind of like a little map of this, of brainstorming it, and that
Okay.
would be what you would post today. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
All right. So as people show up and they share kind of what they're working on and how that works, we can help each other brainstorm. Okay. And then you can get ideas like, oh, yeah, well, I'm working on this. How can I work backwards? That might be your takeaway today. Right. Would anyone else? Fran says, good luck. Oh, there's some questions here. Hold on one second. Are you explaining each of your paintings with stories? Oh, okay. I think she was talking to Zella. I guess you can message her and she can answer that for you. Okay, awesome. Anyone else would like to go? This is an opportunity to figure out your next aligned step. It's a baby step, right? We're taking
I'll,
baby. Who's that?
I'll go, Leah.
Is that Fran? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Let me add a spotlight. Hi, Fran.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Nice to be here.
You look like a fairy.
I know. I didn't choose this. It just happened. It's like, oh, okay.
And then one appears. That's so cool.
A little synchronicity. I love that. Hey.
So I know you have a lot of projects going on. So
Yes, I do. I have my book, my kids' book, and that's at the publisher. And that's kind of taken care of other than the website and the app that's going to go with it. And so all those things are rolling. And my charcoal course, I'm beta testing it, and it's becoming huge, just huge. And I don't know, I don't know how to market it though, Leah. I'm just really not sure how to start doing that.
okay, so that's your focus right now is marketing the charcoal course. And what platform are you using to teach on? Are you doing it on your website? Are you doing it on?
I think what I'll do is, this is my big plan, is to have a platform where the people can do the classes from, and pre-recorded, so it's like, they can digest it at their own leisure. And but I'm not sure how to go about doing that. I've looked into Kajabi and I've looked into other things, and it's like total overwhelm. So I don't know. So at this point, I'm just doing Facebook Lives, which is like super easy.
Mhm.
And even though it was really scary at first, I'm getting more and more comfortable with seeing myself and hearing myself and, all that stuff.
Congratulations. That's amazing. And you're taking those steps, which is important.
Yeah. So I don't know what I can see the big picture at the end of what it's going to look like, but I don't know the middle steps.
Okay, so you want to get this course out into the world. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's definitely different directions that you can do. Like if you're gonna have to learn another platform like Kajabi, that's like a whole new option. You could do it on Teachable, but that's like a whole new avenue.
Yeah.
I do mine. I like to bring people to my website, and I build everything underneath my site, because whether I'm hosting the Creative Soul Society membership or my classes are pre-recorded, the Life is Your Masterpiece, those are classes are independent study classes. So everything's built on my website. And so I have a web designer that created that for me. So I didn't have to have that pressure of myself. But anytime I market it, they're bringing people back to my website. So they are seeing my offers and they're seeing my art. They're seeing what the options. Okay. A lot of those other platforms, I mean, I'm nothing wrong with them, but the thing is, you have to learn their systems. And then again, you are always bringing people over there. So from my lessons, from the mentors that I've had, it is, I think it's important to bring people to your website because you can collect their email addresses and they can see where you're at. So once you have that, you can, I could tell you my person that I use, if you want to use it, go in that direction, that's a choice.
Yeah, I would like to know. Yes.
And then there's different ways of marketing your course. I mean, there's always boosting stuff on Facebook. You know, you could do like a part of your video. So there's always Facebook was a great opportunity. There's always Instagram, and even creating your own community. And this is something that I teach in my course, The Art of Healing and Manifesting. It's in that business part, is like creating community of people that want to learn that technique and style.
Yeah.
That's just going to build and grow. And you already know, I mean, you're so talented and your work's amazing. And so people are going to be drawn to that. And then they want, you could do, little sessions in there, but you could also have your courses say, hey, we're going to do a deep dive into this course. You can try that.
Okay.
So that's what's coming up to my head, like right away, what I'm thinking of, just, having your own site. Do you have your own site already?
I do, and it's really pathetic.
Well, this is an opportunity to do a refresh, because you're going to have your new book coming out. You're going to have this course. So this is an opportunity to get all that, and like bam, here it is.
It's spring here.
So part of that, yeah. So your marketing. So you could do an image today of like brainstorming those ideas and kind of putting it together so that you're planning out that next align step. And I'll definitely share my web person with you because she's amazing.
I'd really like that. Thank you.
Was that helpful? Is that good? Like you feel like you can do like an image with some direction?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Containers are good. You always want to have like your own place on the interwebs to refer people to.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, that was fun. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to look at the Facebook. For some reason, the Facebook comments come out really slow, so I have to always respond to those later. Anyone else? We could do one more. Does anybody else want to go, or do you feel? Is anybody already doing their art? I hope they're doing their art right now as you're listening. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
Oh, Sophia, you want to talk? Hi. Were you on? You were on the Facebook, and you just jumped on.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like trying to find the Zoom. And I was like, oh, anyway, I found it. So I'm here now. Hi.
Here.
I love your makeup, by the way.
Oh, thanks. It's Chanel eyeliner. It's very fancy.
Oh, I love Chanel. So I'm sorry. I feel like I was like trying to catch up last night and for all the work and stuff. And I don't know, I'm like, really? I was like, oh my God, oh wow, this is like a lot of effort you're putting into the 5 days. So thank you so much for that. It's a lots of effort, like creating content, spending your time with us, replying to us. So it's very, very grateful for that. Um, so yeah, I wanted to tell you that. And also, so I do have like a wish to, like I'm working on my cooking book. And the thing is, like, I don't have an editor, or I don't know, I don't even have it. I'm working on like the proposal right now. It's like, but the good part is like, I know finally, it took me 2 years to figure out, like I've been soul searching, like what would be the book about, like what am I, like all the effort that I'm going to put into it needs to be, I have to be passionate about it, and I'm kind of person like you can give me the world, but if I'm not passionate about it, I walk away. Or I could be very passionate about the hardest thing, but I'll figure it out. Like, anyway, so about the book, it's like, so are you like, do you suggest like do a art piece like with like ingredients and bunch of stuff, and then like what do you suggest to materialize that
What stage
project?
are you on? Have you already started writing the book, like with the recipes and stuff? Like, are you already there?
So right now I'm doing recipes for the proposal, because it's a cooking book, so have to put some recipes with photos. And
Okay.
it's going to be in an international, like a different country, that I'll be going around the country, and I'll be working with the local people, chefs, villagers, and then different district, and then kind of like extract their recipes into the book. Yeah.
Okay. So when we're talking about next best steps, I would say like do like a brainstorming images of like, what do I need to do next with this book? Like if it is just the recipes, then that would be like the next best step, organizing the recipes, right? But I think
Yeah.
another thing that would be really good for you too, is thinking about what's fun for you and then what's not fun for you. And, do those tasks that are fun, and then the things that are not fun for you, hire help or get an assistant, and really kind of take that off your plate so that you don't lose your momentum. Because I
Mm-hmm.
do this to where there's some things I just don't want to do, and
Mm-hmm.
wrap my head around it. And I'm like, can you do this for me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, like I have a web person because it's like, I don't want to deal with it. Like, hey, will you do this for me? Sure. So, so that might be something to think about too. So you don't lose that passion, and that you can stand up and, I don't do these things all by myself, this 5-day experience. Like I have help from people. So it's you build something, especially a big thing as a book. It's good to have a team of people, really.
Yeah,
Yeah. So thinking
for
about
sure.
on your team, who do you need to call in? Because you might not have them there yet, but you might already have them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh, I do have this
Mm-hmm.
person that can help me. Right.
Yeah, for sure. And then I'm also trying to figure out, I feel like a lot of people has like published authorized here. I don't know. Like how do I go about getting a publisher? Like do I invest all that upfront, like developing the book, or do I work on my proposal and then go after publishing houses, and then, or like, what do you suggest for that?
That's a great suggestion because I've written 2 books. The first book that I wrote
Ooh.
is a children's book, Rad is Mad, and I did pretty much a self-publishing. It was like a co-publishing, and I
Is it
did
on Amazon?
no, but you can do Amazon. You can do KDP. That is kind of popular
Okay.
right now. You can go that route. The other thing, we talk about manifesting, was really cool, was that I was writing the book that I'm writing now, but I was writing that book at the time, and I listed out 50 publishers that I was like, I want to work with all these people. Like I was really researching who I wanted, who aligned with
Mhm.
my book. And, I was about ready to start reaching out to those 50 publishers. And then another like a actual publishing house called me and said, hey, would you like to work on this book with us? And I was like, but it was a different book. And I was like, which is this book. So out of the blue, someone, the people who I worked with for this book,
Where can I order it from? Sorry.
this is on Amazon.
Okay.
And so they wrote me and said, hey, would you like to work with us on this project? And I said, yes. I was like, how crazy. Like at the time that I'm like listing publisher, and then someone like I wasn't on the list, contacted me. So that's how, I love how the universe works. And I did that book, and now I'm coming back to like what the project that I wanted to work on originally, right? And putting that together. And I'm actually doing it by myself this time again, because that's where my energy is, and I'm really excited about, because I like having control. I'm a little bit of a control freak. Because I like want to pick everything that I want to pick. So when you work with publishers, you don't always have that same control. So there is some plus and minuses. We could always go in more detail, but just for today's sake of just looking at where your focus should be for this project for today, is just picking one thing and creating an image of this brainstorm and of your next best step.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Perfect. No, definitely. Thanks again for all the work, all the effort you have been putting into and changing our lives. Yeah.
Yay! I'm so happy you're appreciative. I feel the love. Thank you so much.
And I'll be ordering your books. Okay,
Oh.
bye. So not bye, like I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, so the reason I do this is because I want to show up, and I want to, connect with you all, and I create these because I know what the work that I'm doing is very important, and so this is an opportunity to share that with all of you, right? So I do put a lot of effort and love, but it's also something that comes natural to me that I get excited about. I feel like it's just been a part of me for a very long time, and so now it's part of my soul work, right? Like I get lifted up when I see you guys getting lifted up, right? So that's what makes me happen. That's totally genuine and authentic, coming from my heart. So Raquel, I think I'm saying it right. My next best step is dedicate focused time to my art. Thank you, Leo, and everyone. Amazing. Okay, awesome. So today's artwork would be related to that. If you could do like a little brainstorm. Anybody else know what they're working on today? If you want to put it in the chat, just say my one next best step is. You could put it in the chat. That would be awesome. Well, maybe you guys are making art right now and you don't have time to put it in the chat. I'm not sure. Okay, Rachel says, my next best step is to get a list of exactly what my website person needs for me to get it done. Oh, good. Yeah, sometimes we put those things that we don't want to do on that back burner, and we just need to create space, right? To figure out what that clarity of when it's to get done. Sometimes we got to look at the big picture and then break it down, right? Rebecca says hers is marketing. Francis, I'm getting ready to launch my website in creative community. I'm a bit lost on marketing. Okay. Yes. So if anybody, just for time's sake, because I got to start wrapping up, I do offer the Creative Soul session. Some of you have scheduled some time with me. So next week I have a couple more slots that we can, map up your course a little bit, or if you like, even more support. That's what my program is about, is to really hold you accountable and, getting you aligned, especially with the business part and the art making part as things come up. Stephanie says there's so much, it's hard to know what to do next. You guys are moving. Hold on. So brainstorming will hopefully help. Yes, brainstorm, mapping it out is incredibly important. Akua says my next step is finally to create my first series of work. Beautiful. Beautiful. So like your art, Akua, for today would be like that series. Like maybe you want to just commit to a number. Say I'm going to do 9 paintings, one big, little, just taking that little step of just kind of seeing what is that going to be about, or what might be the theme of this next series, right? Oh, Fran asked, where could we book this? Oh, Rachel, you're so sweet. She put my scheduling page right here. So actually, I'm going to share my screen with you. They're on the replay page as well. Let me see, where is the replay page? Here it is. There I am. Share screen. So Rachel put it in the comments, but also on this replay page, I have day 1, day 2, day 3. I'm going to put day 4 here. And then if you want to book a session, we could do that at the bottom. That's that green button. Yeah. And then I should probably show you, I'm going to stop share for a minute. I'm going to show you what the sticker looks like today that I'm going to post in the group so that you can see what to look for and what it's called. Because I want you to put your links of your Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, if you want to put your website so that we can follow you, so you can grow your community and we can watch you blossom into those next steps. Here we go. Let me find day 4. Can't believe we're on day 4. Okay, let me go back to sharing. Share screen. Okay, so it looks like this. So win the Essential Art Therapy exercise book, share your art statement profile. Well, what did I put? Share your art statement profile. Maybe that's not right. I think the sticker, I made a new one and it says share, your art for today. To forget about the statement part, your art for today and your profile links. That's what it should say. And then comment. I love that you're commenting because it's, we're learning from each other, right? Even if it's a brainstorm. All right, and then the last thing I think I wanted to go over is let you know who the winner was for the business course. And I have it written down. Well, I know who it is because they're here. I'm going to stop share. Is here, dun, 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 at Spotlight, is Jovanita. She's so cute.
Oh my
Yeah, you won the Thriving Artist Business Course, and I'm going to tell you why I picked you. Okay, is that you stumbled, right? You're like, I can't think of anything of why this is important. There's no meaning in my art, and I could tell you got frustrated, but you showed back up. A lot of people will quit and be like, well, this stinks, or they beat themselves up. But you showed back up and you're just like, you know what? I'm going to stick this out. I'm going to embrace this. So I'm very proud of you. So thank you for
thank
showing
you.
up that way.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
So I wish I had gifts for everybody, but you all are gifting yourself by doing this work. Okay. I want you to realize that this work is so important. Just keep showing up. And the universe gifts you, I promise you. And this is why I do this work, because the universe gifts me all the time and I appreciate it. So congratulations to Jovanita. She's so cute. Okay. Okay, cool. Awesome. I am wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and end it now, but go ahead and post in the group and support each other with the next best step. And if you have ideas for people, let them know, support them, right? And follow each other on our different platforms. Okay. Big kisses and hugs.